Hello, everyone. As I was saying, I was going to come back and upload the documentation that I have far as this corruption that needs to be interrupted immediately. And it's going to be. However, um, since my boys have been brainwashed to believe that I neglected them, I didn't do everything I needed to do to get them back, which is I did. These documents is going to actually improve everything that they said in the transcripts was a lie, basically. Unfortunately, I'm going to be showing proof, documentation of them. We're going to get all the way to the point where the main reason why the children actually got into the system period, which is after Betty Davis had pushed my oldest son, Cedric Davis Jr., to her sidewalk and caused him to get a brain injury. And what you guys going to be witnessing is that the time frames of when they were taken to the emergency room, and then they also have little descriptions stating what took place the day we went to the emergency room. Again, I wanted to address that I am deaf. Pardon anyway I sound if you misunderstand me. I just want to actually get to the point, actually, to clear my name from the assassination towards my character and the slander, and then we'll take it from there. However, since I'm dedicating the documentary mainly to my beloved sons, because I feel like that they are owed the truth. There's no way that I'm going to let anybody allow my boys to grow older and not understand what happened to them. And what's saddens is that we have many other families actually going through not the same situation, but actually a similar. And I'm going to be joining the force of they have a group that they are going to be expanding, which is called End Illegal Adoption. And this is why I consider my story illegal and a corruption. Because in the transcripts, they were saying that I was mentally ill. As you can see here, I have a documentation proof. It says, dated June the 8th, 2010. This date is actually after the boys were put in the system because of Shaheed Davis' burn from his brother, his second burn. Anyways, I say this letter is to certify that Miss Shahida Johnson, did complete a psychiatric evaluation prior request of the family courts in the city of Philadelphia. At this time, Mrs. Johnson meets no criteria for mental health issues. At this time, there are no psychological issues that create an obstacle or prevent protection for her children at this time. Shahida Johnson presents as an intelligent, professional, well-groomed woman in her mid-20s. Ms. Johnson had been unable to hear due to her hearing aids being destroyed beyond repair to an abuse and assault. This was shared with the man's parole officer, with contribution to Ms. Johnson's stress at the time. Any questions, concerns, comments you may direct meet at the office. And this is a community health place for mental health services. It's called Enter Community Action. I'm going to give you guys a review at it. Let me see. No, okay. You see, we're going to have to think of something else out for turning the camera on and stuff during the recording. The next one is, okay, I'm going to put it near my face. This one right here, it says, these are all the certificates and stuff that when they gave me an order to, do a list of things that I must do prior to getting the children back. But as I go into deep research, what has been brought to my attention is that when the children actually first get involved in their names in the computer of CPS, which is Child Protective Services, or DHS, Department of Human Services. Anyway, so it's like before they even get to that point of going to court, the DHS worker is trained only based on how to spend those fundings, and the incorporated is a scamming. It's a scamming. There's a lot of primate scams going on here in America, and they have scamming bills. So it's a legal way of looking like human trafficking, basically. It's like basically kidnapping people's children, but they doing it a legal way, and they use the black and white documentation. But the thing is, they slept on the wrong human being like me. I have documentation from many years ago. I always just felt that way, that I needed to keep my documentation and my presentation, only because it was pressure to me. And thank God that I had the opportunity to be able to have that mindset. Anyway, it's paying off. It's paying off. Okay. There, you say, complete the parenting service. They want me to go to parenting classes. Bingo. What does that say? Take a good look. It says parenting completed. My certificate. I'm certified. And so another thing they ordered me to do, because they misunderstood me, because they didn't provide me with effective communication, which means I might have at the time been too loud or too low, or I might have been discombobulated and not understand exactly what they were saying. And I might have been furious. Of course, anyone who doesn't hear what's going on is going to be furious. Anyways, anger management complete. You see, anger management? They ordered me to have anger management done. Boom. The next one is money management and credit. But the main important one, I believe, the certificate was actually important to them, was the anger management and the parenting class. But I just was trying to do everything because I was shocked. Everything, unfortunately, was going 100 miles per hour for me. I had no idea what was going on because they never had any interpreters there. And it was one time, I was so furious about Linda. It looked like she didn't wash the boys, I remember. And they were looking very dirty and awful. I wasn't comfortable with that, because I'm normally always, making sure I take care of my kids to the best of my ability. And like, I really, scrub and wash them, rub them down with the shea butter. I just couldn't believe that stuff was happening. But, they say God is time. And, unfortunately, I had face with like trauma, and what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take my pain and actually turn it into purpose, which I'm doing now. But we're making me make these raw documentaries before the project actually get done is because of the things that I'm aware of now. It was like, since I'm deaf or whatever, I can't hear what's going on. I have an interpreter. So it's like I found my son on social media, and, you know, the things that Linda say when she gets in the inbox is, they say when a person is upset, listen to them because they told the truth when they are upset. So she kind of point things out, like I knocked his tooth out when Cedric has a whole document. That's one of the documents I don't have for you guys today because I have it in the storage. It's the cell phone recordings of Cedric admitting. But it's not that we're actually going to get into trying to blame Cedric or anything like that. It's just basically what I'm doing is I'm taking concepts and content and I'm putting things together to have in a defense. And, you know, he was a child at the time, and, you know, the city had failed him as a citizen. Let's say here in the documentation right here from the emergency room, which is the powerful documentation. It hurt my heart, but it was the truth. But and then another documentation I'm gonna have to get back to you from when the children, when Cedric and Shaheen's grandmother had pushed Cedric. I remember we went over there because she was volunteers to help with the uniforms because his father was in jail. He always was out in jail and doing drugs and stuff. So it was like he was not a father figure for them. I actually was doing everything by myself. So she was like trying to play her part financially because, you know, she had the fundamental. She was fundamental. Anyways. So we went over there. She was helping the children with the uniform, and then Cedric wanted to stay with him because, you know, as the child, Cedric thought that she loved him because she was there for him financially. Because as you can see, mom was born in poverty, and, you know, when you're born in poverty, you don't have as much power. And anyways, so it was like she didn't never love the children or anything like that. She was taking care of other people's kids. So it wouldn't bother her to, you know, spend a little bit of bucks on her little grandchildren, you know, because they are her first grandchildren that I had bared for her, or whatever the case may be. But it was like he wanted to stay with her, and she didn't want him to stay. So she pushed him, like, go on home with your mom. And as a sidewalk, if she got it fixed by now, because it's been about 10 years ago, or so, he busted a hole in his head and was rushed to Albert Einstein Hospital. It was in September of 2009. And as you can see, right after those happenings, the dates here, right? So September is at the end of the year. If you think about it, September is school uniforms. And then I have a picture of him. Let me see. Where's my picture from? The picture. Okay. All right. As you can see, if you take a very, very, very good look, this is his first kindergarten picture, and I was so upset. They robbed me of being able to experience, you know, this is my first baby boy, and, you know, I really was doing it by myself. Like, I remember right before all this had happened, It was an interpreter who came to the event that took place. I'm about to show you guys, and I'm going to read it out loud before I turn it around. It was an interpreter, and she asked me, she said, "Did you receive any help?" And I told her no. I was taking care of those 3 little boys by myself. She said, "Are you crazy?" And as time goes on, I hear everybody say the statement, "It takes a village to raise one." So, you know, I was doing a very, very tough job. And, you know, they was keeping me grounded. They was keeping me loved. I didn't have no love or support from my family. So I just felt like I'm going to just do my best of my ability to bring my boys up as a family. And now we are separated. And it's so sad because their younger brother really, really needs them. And, you know, he gets upset a lot. And I tell him, let's hang on tight, because I would not give up. Not if it's a corruption. And anybody who really, really knows me can testify to me that I was really, really, really a good mother. And then on top of that, when they took my children, in order just to be able to cope, I still was taking care of other people's kids, watching them get away with neglecting them. And, you know, that was sad. It was really sad. But sometimes, they said, as I'm understanding now, that time actually do heals you. Because when everything first happened, oh man, I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I was crashed. I was giving up. And I thank God for a worker that was assigned to me. And based on the time frame of everything happening and stuff like that, she had to give me a white lie. And that white lie was actually something that she did to actually get me up for being so down as they wanted me to be. They wanted me to be out here bugged out or shrugged out somewhere, simply forgetting about my boys, which I could not in a million years do. Even though I have their younger siblings today with me, my younger children acknowledge their brothers. I speak of them all the time. I light candles and everything. They like try to keep it spiritually alive because they're breathing still. And they say it's always light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm lighting up the tunnel. But I can't keep on holding on and let nobody get away with these lies. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you guys this. And then when I get back to everything, I'm going to have the camera turned around to like really, really be able to read it. But this is, so if he busted head in September 2009, this was the first incident that took place, which was March the 8th, 2010. That was the worst year of my life. Okay, it says, mom reports that she was sleeping. She deaf. Brother burnt him with a hot iron. This is about Shaheed Davis. Last night. And I did not see it until the morning. It says that mom said she didn't see it until the morning. Mom reports also. Mom reports that brother also has emotional and behavioral problems. She believes that the other sibling is in crisis. So I didn't recognize, everything we live in life, and, I didn't remember everything at the moment. But I wasn't paying attention. His mental health had begun to change. So It says that, and say mom report that the sibling told her that he wanted to hurt his brother. And that was the truth. Right before he burned him, he said he wanted to hurt him. And if you think about it, these mental health issues didn't change until after she pushed him. So they ignored him. So that powerful burn came in April. This is March 2010, the 8th of March. That other powerful burn happened in April 2010, I believe, April the 12th. But that was the day our life changed tragically. I mean, and then on top of that, what was so sad is that I didn't even have my own family backing me up. And then it's like, why did my children going? They use me at times to watch their children and stuff while they go out and all that other stuff. But it's okay. Because, like I said before, I'm going to be fine when I put together everything. And, you know, when my book release and all that other stuff is going to be great. I mean, but the only thing that's going to bother me the most that I'm going to have to heal from is that they robbed me of me being able to nourish and love my boys. You know what I mean? We have Dr. Shaby teaching us real life things. Don't you know what bothers me? That I can't put my children on a certain special eating healthy plan, or, you know, stop eating milk or cheese and all that stuff, because that's another pyramid scam that they have here going in America, is where the hospitals and the doctors and the pharmaceuticals, they all in the same industry together. And that means that, what that means is that all those diseases that they made up in the books aren't really diseases. They are simply just one broken down thing, mucus clogging up at a certain thing, which means all you have to do is have a healthy diet. And like, don't you know, I am powerful with knowledge of great things that I can't nourish my boys, to feed my boys mentally and feed their souls with great things that I acknowledge for today. Don't you know that hurt deep down in my inside, because I can't be there to protect them of harm ways. They could have had harm ways, because at the end of the day, I have the new website that I'm going on where they're talking about the children being adopted unlawfully. They aren't in it for the love. They don't love our children. They actually get in it for the money, basically. And, you know, it's a whole startup. As soon as the child get older, they start wondering, where's their biological mother? Well, thank God for technology, because the biological mother is wondering where in the world is her voice all that time. And I had to keep seeking and seeking. And I was trying to figure out why nobody wouldn't give me an opportunity to continue to have a visit or whatever, you know, the case may be, because they knew that I'm going to witness and then I was going to start coming back. So I had to overcome some powerful, deep issue of grief. So, and then on top of that, as you can see, the reason why everything was going on, because I'm still fighting for justice now today, is from my incident from my high school with their KKK. And not that I don't want anybody to care. I want to put down the document, the proof. Well, this is dated. What is it? It's dated, unfortunately, it's dated June 9th, 2005. Okay. It was from a 2002 incident, but it was something that my mother was supposed to have helped me with. But, you know, things happen, and, you know, we'll get to the bottom of that. But anyways, this is saying from Lincoln High School. It was to an attorney that I thought was going to be mine. But as you can see, Obama didn't become the president until 2009, I believe. But, or 8, or 2000, I'm not sure. But anyway, before Obama became president, we actually were still facing undercover slave acts, if you think about it. So, around that time that my children were taken, of course, Obama just became president. So we have the judge being corrupted. They basically really didn't have any thoughts on giving the children back to me anyway in the first place. Because when they first took them, they was looking at them as pawns to actually become fundamental of. So now that I don't waste all this time, not by fault, but because of this incident, I said, like high school, I'm gonna upload the other documents, all the documents all over again on my next video. I'm gonna have the camera turned and then I'm gonna talk to it, because I want y'all to really see. But that was the reason why I wasn't able to keep up with the documents that they were sending for me to be able to intervene in the first beginning. So, basically just facing my real life experience. And unfortunately, I'm very grateful of meeting, some wonderful people after everything took place, because I was introduced to powerful things and, just amazing things. Hopefully after, I get one A, B, T, I'll be able to focus on becoming this wonderful first African-American deaf designer on the runaway. I'm trying to bring the crochet game all the way back. This was another opportunity for me to be able to use for therapy, and it's been wonderful. But the best one is going to be the writing that I have done for myself. I didn't actually do it just for me. I'm doing it because I felt like my sons deserve the truth. They deserve it. I would not ever let nobody blind y'all like that. Come on now. I'm the type of love. I love home. If you really think about it, the reason why I'm remain free, I'm here today to be able to post documents and stuff, is because I love my boys enough not to let anything overpower my mind for me to lose my freedom or to lose my mind or try to kill myself. All those things, that's what the grandmother and the system and everybody was expecting of me. But you see, you should never judge the book by the cover. And like they say, I'll take that quote very serious, because at the end of the day, look at you. They done slept on me, and I got all these documentation piled up. And but they say evidence is evidence. So who is ready? I done ordered the whole transcript of the double. So somebody's gonna be in trouble. I'm telling you, somebody. And if it ain't even about the trouble, it's about paying up. Because y'all done crashed me and my boys. Like, this is transcripts I got. And I reviewed them. And I'm going to review them again. This is the copy that I have. And I'm going to actually take and highlight the lies. And then I'm going to show you a document of how I was a lie. This is going to be one epic thing. And as you can see, it takes a very strong person to be able to still function. I'm trying to tell, it was hard. I had days where so I crashed. I have some days up and some days down. But one thing is I always get back up. Because I felt like I owe it to Shaheed. Because he's being brainwashed. And it's sad for y'all to sit there and look in that boy's face and not give him the truth of all truth. So that's when I'll comment about I'm going to make it my duty to fulfill. Period. Next video, I'm going to have the camera turned around and I'm going to, be able to, talk and, run my hands across it. Okay.